What's up, man? This Status Boxing on Peso. I'm gonna get right into it, man. So Tank Davis, Tevin Farmer. That's gonna be a real good fight while it lasts. I'm gonna say it like that. Shout out to Tevin Farmer on his victory. He did what he had to do to win. Shout out to Tank on his victory. He definitely did what he had to do to win. And honestly, just being straight up. Like I kind of more followed Tank career because I remember when I ain't gonna say his very first fight, but when I caught his fight on the first fight I seen on television, I knew right then and there he was gonna be a star. Like it was nothing that I had to second guess. I was like, yeah, he gonna be a superstar. Period, point blank. And even if he wasn't with Floyd Mayweather, he could have been with any other promoter. He was gonna be a star. I'm just being straight up. Tevin Farmer, I'm gonna have to follow him to catch up to see what he was about. And I like him as a fighter too. He's a defensive fighter. I grew to really like him as a fighter. He overcame a lot. He got a few losses, but that just shows you that don't mean anything because he's still hungry and he's still out here winning. My only thing is I don't think he hit as hard. He don't hit that hard. He's a technician. He got good defense, but if him and Tank fight, I feel like Tank is all of that as well. But Tank has power as well. So that'd be the only thing. Tevin Farmer will have to fight a perfect 12 rounds without getting hit by Tank. And I mean, his last fight, he was getting hit a little bit by the guy that he fought, and that's nowhere near Tank level. So I just look at those little things. Like if he can fight a perfect fight against Tank, then he may have a shot. But Tank is so explosive, skillful as well. It's almost impossible to fight a perfect fight without Tank hitting him with a good, clean shot. So that's why that fight is, for me to be honest, it's, how could I put it? So I like both fighters. But if I'm going to be real, it's almost like a 60-40 fight. Tank 60, Tevin 40. And this just for those reasons. More of the power is really the reason. No, because they both have the exact same good skills and attributes. It just, Gervata got a little bit more power. So it's just like, well, more power. And then you can't, power is everything when it comes to this boxing. I don't care what you say, he got these skills, that skills. Look at Deontay Wilder. They talk about him windmilling and everything under the sun. But on all these guys that claim he don't got skills, he get in the ring and knock them out. So who cares? Like, what does the skills have to do with it when he knocking you out in the first round? So that's how I look at that fight. I just feel like it's going to be a good fight while it lasts. And I feel like Gervonta may probably get the victory due to a stoppage or something. And I do wish Tevin Farmer the best too. If he was to win the fight, I salute him as well. I don't really have a favorite in that fight. I like both fighters equally the same. Now I'm just going by if I had to bet my money on it and this is who I'm going to pick, then I'm going to have to go with the man with the more power. And that's your boy Gervonta. And you rarely see Gervonta get hit too in fights. So it's hard to say. Like, you rarely see him getting hit upside his head. So which shows you he got good defense. You know what I mean? So that's going to be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a good build up for that fight. Them bumping into each other and having their words and going back and forth with each other and over Twitter and all this type of stuff. He called Tevin Farmer out after his last fight when he won. Tevin Farmer called him out as well. So that fight right there should be very easy to make, being that they both want to fight each other and both promoters. I don't know what Mayweather want to do with it, but I feel like if Mayweather want to get Tank to that next pay-per-view star, Tevin Farmer need to be his next opponent because I feel like that's a pay-per-view fight. And with that being said, if that is his next opponent, if he beat Tevin Farmer in good fashion, because Tevin been winning, been on a winning streak, if he beat him in good fashion on pay-per-view, then that will catapult him to that next level, I believe. Because I feel like Tank has the star power to be a pay-per-view. He sold out the arena in Baltimore, and boxing hasn't been in Baltimore in years, and he did that. So that shows you right there he has the star power. So at this point, I just feel like that fight need to happen next for both fighters, because when it's all said and done, we seen Tank fight some good guys, but we haven't seen him fight those next level guys to really base his skills off and base his performances off of. And he looks good in those fights, but just somebody that's going to push him somebody that's as skillful as him. I feel like Tevin Farmer can do that, and I think he'd bring out that next level Tank, and I feel like they'll bring it out in each other. So that's a pay-per-view fight. I'm for it. I will pay for that pay-per-view. I'm actually looking forward to that fight next. I don't think no guy should fight another tune-up fight. They both just won fights. They need to fight next and make this happen. And it's just get it on, because what's the point of keep wasting time? Like who really Tank gonna fight next? Leo Santa Cruz don't want that smoke. We know that. Adam Mares, he have an eye injury or he has something wrong with his eye. I don't really think he want that smoke either. So Tevin been calling him out. He said when he get a belt, they both got belts. Now it's time to unify and make this happen, man. Simple as that. I don't know what y'all think about this fight, Tank and Tevin Farmer. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and let me know. All right, y'all, I'm out.